Howdy folks, Eric here, back with another Merata Neuron Hacker list. I just can't help myself. We went 1-4 with the last iteration, playing Esper. Did some pondering, took some time to consider some things, and after a bit of a brainstorm session, realized that Grixis might be the way to go. Now we have some really powerful artifact enablers and payoffs, and artifacts themselves in these colors classically, weapons manufacturing, Legion Extruder. Kind of feels like a no-brainer after arriving to this point that we'll just do this big artifact pile. We want to play all these cheap artifacts anyway that want to sacrifice. Let's really capitalize on that by playing Legion Extruder, arguably like the best, most efficient sacrifice outlet. We've cut all the Phoenix Fleet airships. We've cut pretty much all of the top end. You'll see we curve out at our peak with 2 Interceptor Mechans. I haven't really gotten these to do their thing quite yet, but this is a speculative late game choice. Because with 2, if you have one in your graveyard and you play a second one, you can return the one from your graveyard to your hand and kind of go back and forth forever in a really long game. Yeah, just a bunch of baubles and trinkets, things to sacrifice, largely redraw. Not going to go too in depth on the choices here other than the things that stick out, like a couple Tithing Blades for dealing with bigger creatures, 2 main deck Spell Pierce to be able to play the Merata against like Izzet decks and have her live on turn 1. You'll wait a turn, right? Play her on turn 2, hold up Spell Pierce. 4 Torch the Tower, great sacrifice outlet for our various doodads. 4 Ice Out. This is a new card that caught my eye and kind of made me put everything together here, where it's like, for 3 mana, it's just cancel, right? Which is not that good. But for 2 mana, if you bargain it as well, which we want to be doing, it's Counterspell. So we're on all blue sources, a very tight 19 lands, because we have so many baubles and trinkets that redraw, and Merata to help us accelerate our mana as well. And the idea here is, with our Legion Extruder, with our Merata, we just 1-for-1 interact really heavily in the early game, and eventually garner a lot of advantages with our weapons manufacturing, and cycling our various trinkets, and interacting very efficiently with what is essentially Counterspell and Bolt, etc., after all has been said and done. Taking a look at the sideboard here, just a couple Soul Guide Lanterns, couple of Nulls to help fight the Izzet Lessons lists, more Spell Pierces in case our opponent is on interaction, 2 Abrades, 2 Bitter Triumphs, just good instant speed removal, cheap. Couple Essence Scatters to help fight the bigger creature decks, the ones that we can't easily remove once they've resolved, and 3 Pyroclasms. Now, Pyroclasm does kill our Merata, but they're just going to be boards where we just hold back Merata, wait till things play out, Pyroclasm, and then go. I think on paper, this deck is a lot stronger than the Esper list that I had posted a couple videos ago. One, I think the individual power level is a lot higher. Gonna mulligan this. We'd like to see a Merata, but I will take weapons manufacturing plus doodads. Let's go ahead. With all this redraw, we probably don't need to keep a 3rd land here. I think this is going to be a higher power level, hopefully. In my testing, Legion Extruder played very, very well. Just the fact that you can choose your moment, basically, right? You need to get some stuff on the field early, but past that, it really helps enable this, like, hold up interaction and do everything at instant speed plan, which Merata is really good with, letting us like flash in our artifacts and stuff at instant speed. Phoenix Fleet Airship was just simply too clunky for this list every time. Looking to draw some interaction here. Happy to get some munitions on the field. An extruder would be nice. Basically, all of our 2-drop artifacts are kind of the same thing. They enter, draw us a card, or draw a discard, or so on and so forth. Just giving us a way to cycle through our deck, generate a lot of trinkets, continue filling up the board once we have a Marauder on the field. Looks like we are against sort of a classic Is It Lessons list. Still looking to draw some interaction would be nice. Let's just plan to double spell here. We'll go with another Cryogen Relic. And we'll go with another Cryogen Relic. Not much doing here. We're all dressed up. Now, maybe one potential short side of the deck is that while Legion Extruder eventually sacrifices all of our artifacts on, like over a long game, we don't have one big payoff. Like maybe we should be on some number of Rotten Mouth Viper, so on and so forth, for boards like this where you just stack all these munitions tokens, shoot the, clear the board basically. Might be a worthwhile consideration. We'll see how the first couple games go, and then maybe we'll go on the Rotten Mouth plan if it continues to look like this, where we're just all dressed up and nowhere to go, really, I'm gonna go on a Melded Moxite here, hoping to discard away some of this chaff. Fortunately for us, while our opponent is playing cards, they're not hitting their lessons payoff quite yet. Discard this Undercity Sewers. Okay. Let's keep Grand tapped. Keep them off of the discard here. Oh my gosh. I guess this is what we get for having all of these baubles in our deck, but there's an Interceptor Mechan. I think you always put the first one in your graveyard, just to be able to grab with the other one. Monument. We do have one Iros demonstration in the main. Really all we need to start popping off a Legion Extruder. There's another weapons manufacturing. Not quite what we need. Let's go with the Melded Moxite. Gives us the most immediate dig here. We'll get rid of the Mephitic Draughts. There's another weapons manufacturing. Yeah. Let's keep Grand tapped. Maybe we'll keep an Otter tapped as well. That'll keep our life total kind of high. Hopefully they just have like lands in their hand. Okay. What are we learning here? It's kind of like ridiculous, actually. Kind of a statistical anomaly that we have not drawn any of our 4 torches, any of our counter spells, like 4 counter spells, any of our 4 Legion Extruders. We're almost halfway through the deck, and all we've seen are baubles and weapons manufacturings. So I think this is a bit of an outlier here. We'll just go ahead and scoop this one up. We spent the whole game assembling munitions tokens. Let's bring in the Spell Pierces, bring in the Annuls, bring in a couple Pyroclasms. I don't think we want the full set necessarily. Bring in a couple Soul Guide Lanterns. Go down some... let's leave the Nutrient Blocks in. The extra life could come up. Although, that's not really the axis on which we win or lose these matches. Go down the Mephitic Draughts. Go down the Tithing Blades. Try it like that. Good news is, they're probably going to cut all of their creature interaction. There's no reason to keep in, like, firebending lesson if they didn't see any targets for it, which means our Merata is likely to be in the clear. Kind of a weird game. Really, really strange. We got way too deep to see. I don't know. We saw like all 4 of our Cryogen relics, I think. 3 or 4. Definitely at least 3. Kind of crazy. Okay. Well, this is pretty ideal. Just in case they left in any interaction, let's just lead on the Undercity Sewers here so we can hold up Spell Pierce. We do like a weapons manufacturing, but I think I'd rather skip this one. More interested in a Legion Extruder. Play a Canal. Play Merata. Hopefully I get to demonstrate the intended way this is supposed to play out this game. Keep the Merata around as long as we can. Use the mana advantage to constantly cycle through our deck. No blocks. There's a Melded Moxite. So we can go on the Verge here. Lead on the Relic. They quench me. I think I'd rather they not quench me because resolving this lets me tap and play this Moxite. I'm just going to do this right now, play around Counter Magic on their turn, since I'm still technically casting it. We'll go ahead and discard this extra Verge, I believe. Although black is not that important in this list. Red is a little more important. The Interceptor Mechan's not a bad draw. We don't currently have anything we can grab with it. They sneak through a Monument. We can leave their Otter tap down here and draw. We still have Ice out. Spell Pierce. And now we can flash in our Mechan. This is kind of sweet. Get our Relic back. And Void is triggered because we sacrificed the Relic. And we have a handful of really relevant interaction. This is not my typical style of deck, by the way. I'm like a Selesnya player till I frickin' die, basically, when it comes to real competitive decks, you know? But I think the ideas are pretty sound here. It's going to be up to me to execute, I think. Boomerang basics on Storm Chaser's talent. I think all of this is fine right now. Really, I just need to protect Merata. Yeah, I guess I just Spell Pierce this while I can. Keep them off of Otters. Make our clock that much better. I think we get to go for the Undercity Sewers here. Another Ice Out's pretty good. We can... I guess we just tap Merata, put in the Relic when we need to, and we have double Counterspell. Is there any reason to, like, trigger the... I guess we can keep the Otter tap down here and trigger Void, which is kind of nice. And continue to hold up these counterspells. Another Relic's nice. On the Mechan beatdown. Kind of playing out like I hoped it would. Grand Grand's fine. The cost reduction's pretty annoying. I think I have to try to counter this. even though they could have like a quench or whatever various interaction they could have. But this is really the important piece with their monument. Negate. Okay. Now let's see if they have the accumulate wisdom. That'd be a pretty big problem. Wow. Pretty nice play out for them here. Kind of have everything. Fortunately, we still have a bit of an advantage. If we manage to untap with this Mechan, we could close it out just with the Mechan here, but Iroh's demonstration, more worried about the Merata than the Mechan. Interesting. Unless they plan to make a treasure here and also kill the Mechan. No. Okay. So we have to torch. We definitely have to torch Gran. Is it worth? I think it's probably worth playing the Relic here. And there's an annul. That's pretty good. Let's go ahead and bargain this so that we can trigger the Void and put it out of Iroh's demonstration range. Another Mechan is probably pretty good. We'll leave that there. We'll have to play another land so that we can pay for the full ice out here. 5/5 flyer. For those that aren't aware, this is an uncommon from Edge of Eternities. Enters, return target artifact or creature card from your graveyard to your hand, and at the beginning of your end step, if a non-land permanent left the battlefield or a spell was warped, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. I guess I didn't have to. That's good. That's a good reminder. I'm glad I read that again. Because I can just kill their stuff and trigger warp, right? I don't have to. How are they tapped out? What did I miss? Oh, they leveled up their talent all the way. Interesting. I guess we play a Watery Grave here. Play another Mechan. Get back a Relic. Hold up Counterspell and annul. Okay, sweet. The Mechan beatdown. They must have had absolute garbage in their hand. Let's bring in the third Pyroclasm for the draw. They might consider putting their like torches and stuff back in the deck, or Firebending Lesson rather. Bring our Braids in. Confirmed that they are on the Monument plan. Maybe go down a couple Weapons Manufacturing. Once they're on the field, they'll stick. We don't really need the full playset. Maybe go down a Merata. I know we're like pretty much built around Merata, but I kind of have a feeling that they're going to bring in some interaction for her. It's okay. It's okay. It doesn't have any of like our powerful stuff really. Go ahead and lead on this Watery Grave. They're a bit off to the races here. Gran into Artist Talent now. Gotta deal with this Gran here pretty quickly. We know the power of Gran from the last video I played. Played the blue-green Lessons Delirium, and it was frickin' sweet. No spoilers, but we had a very, very good record over the course of 5 matches and had some really, really fun games. If you haven't seen it, highly recommend you go check that out if you're interested in a different sort of spin on the Lesson style. Still abusing Ancestral Recall, but yeah, it was really sweet. Okay, there's a Merata. That's not bad. Let's wait. No, I'm just gonna play her now because I can double trigger her and I might just draw into another artifact to play here. Okay, good to know. So I can't double trigger her because she's not referencing. It's whenever I draw my first or second card each turn. Okay, fair enough. I guess every card is worded like that. I don't know why I assumed this would work. See what they have going on here. 2 artist talent and a monument. Dress to kill. Drawing garbage. Let's go ahead, lead on the sewers here. Try to find some action. Ice Out's a little weird. I'm kind of losing every 1-for-1 interaction now that they have the monument on the field. I really actually just need to find something proactive of my own, or like an abrade. Kind of seems like they maybe don't have a whole lot going on, or their hand is like negates, you know? Yeah, we'll let this happen. Kind of not much of a way into this game, I think. Once these artist talents stuck, and, you know, drawing these 3 extra lands really doesn't help. Another card to consider, Hide on the Ceiling, aka Spectral something. The X spell, Hide on the Ceiling. Use it in situations like this to like save our Merata and flicker our various baubles. I'm just gonna make a 2/2. There's a torch. Suppose we go ahead and torch this otter. Try to see if our 2/2 beatdown plan will work. I'm speculating that it will not work. I'll give this game a few more turns, but once they get into a commanding position, I'll probably just scoop it up. Okay. They are going for the full 3 cards on this Accumulate Wisdom. Gonna have to try to counter it. Not gonna go for a bargain. If they have the Quench, they have the Quench. Spell Pierce. Okay. I'm just gonna scoop this one up. There's really nothing I can draw at this point once they draw all those extra cards. Just gonna move on from there. I think part of the, I don't know, I wouldn't call it problem, but part of the play of this deck that I think I need to lean into a bit more is just mulliganing a little more aggressively to ensure that I have the like very proactive like Merata start. And I say that now, but like this hand looks pretty keepable, right? I've got a weapons manufacturing. I've got the mana for it. I've got follow-up. I think I'm going to keep this. There's no Merata, but going in blind too, you know, this could play out very nicely if they're just like a dinky creature deck. Pentacruelty, 2/2/7, Dryad Militant in the main, Voice of Victory. That's cool. Gonna have to figure out a way to deal with the voice. We can go Tithing Blade here, slow down their aggression a little bit. We have these counter spells in our hand now. Just gotta find a sack outlet. Preferably we'd get to use Ice Out as our sack outlet. Not this time. Veteran Survivor. Water Tribe Rallier. This card looks kind of impressive. Okay. Go ahead, try to hit a redraw. Try to hit a land. We have no choice but to go forward now. Okay. We need to be playing Rottenmouth Viper. There are just so many of these boards now where it's like, hey, imagine if you had a Viper in your deck and you just cast it like right now. Right? It just wiped their board. I'm going to get on the Viper plan. I'm going to get on the Viper plan big time. Try to hit... what could we even hit? Oh, right. That doesn't draw us a card. I'm fumbling. I'm fumbling the ball. Voice of Victory really shuts us out, though. Merata. I'm going to scoop this one up. We're learning. We're iterating. I think Viper's the play, dude. Because Viper lets us be a little more explosive. Pays off all this setup with the weapons manufacturing. Bring in the Pyroclasms. Bring in the Braids. Bring in the Bitter Triumph. So we need to answer... We need to answer the Voice of Victory. Maybe we don't even bother with Essence Scatter. Maybe we just cut all the counter magic. Let them resolve their stuff and just kill it. Kind of makes sense. Then we won't be getting stuck on counter magic at all. I kind of like it. I kind of like it. Win or lose, let's do a little swap. Grab some Vipers for the deck. Just to help smooth out those boards. I like this hand. We can keep the Tithing Blade, actually, even though we don't have black mana. Let's go put back the Verge. Because if we draw like the Gloomlink Verge, we're going to regret not having this island, I think. Go ahead and lead on the Marauder here. Should play out pretty nicely. They could have a Seam Rip. It'd be a little bit of a problem. No Seam Rip. Pyroclasm. Let's go with our Melded Moxite here. Pyroclasm is powerful for us. I think in this position, I'd rather not give up the Marauder quite yet. Voice of Victory. Well, let's just respond to this by playing this Tithing Blade here. And then we can Iroh's Demonstration the Voice. Seems right to me. There's a Suki. I like this combination. Voice plus Suki. Put in the Relic. Melded Moxite. There's a Legion Extruder. That's pretty nice. What makes sense here? I think it probably makes sense to just hold up mana for a sacrifice for our Legion Extruder. That's kind of really the payoff that we're trying to go for here. Okay, Yara and Oski's pretty good. Put in the Legion Extruder here. Keep them off of an attack. I'm going to guess that they'll name Artifact. And they do. Go ahead and start sacking our baubles to draw cards. Make 3/3s. There's a weapons manufacturing. That should play out quite nicely. Get this online. I guess I can continue to just hold this up. I'm not quite sure how it'll interact with Yaranowski, to be honest. It looks like they're raising the cost, but what I would guess is actually I'm going to have to pay an extra 1 on top of tapping Merata here. Go ahead and tap Merata. Let's just put in the Interceptor mech in. Yep. Start making some munitions. Go ahead and swing. They're double blocking. Well, I'll kill the ally and deal 2 to Suki here. They must have another Suki. I'm going to take my chance here to shoot Suki. Oh, okay. Well, they didn't like that. Scooped it up. Yeah, I think I like how that played out. Pyroclasm might be iffy against them. They actually don't have a whole lot of... obviously, if they have a hand that's like a bunch of 1-mana creatures, it could play out nicely. But beyond that, they're like 2 and 3 drops all have 3 toughness or more. Okay. Can't keep this. Colors don't line up. No Merata. Here's the Merata. I think I can just, against mono white, assume that she'll live. They could have a seam rip, but you know. There's a seam rip. Let's get our manufacturing online, I think. Oh, Yara and Oski. Okay, well, they'll have to name artifact. We can just get our weapons manufacturing online anyway. There's a voice of victory. Warden. They're getting out of the gates pretty quickly here. Gonna have to shock ourselves. Stem the tides as much as we can. Not doing a whole lot. Could really use a torch. Torch is probably our best draw here. Seam rip. It's my weapons manufacturing. These are gone forever. We're playing Grixis. They've got the beat down. Mephitic draw. Put that away. Yep. Well, we're dead. Okay. 0-2. I'm still trying to figure it out, gang. Let's make a quick couple touch-ups. We'll say we had fun. Quick couple touch-ups here. I'll be right back, and then we'll jump in and play 3 more. Okay. All I ended up doing was cutting a couple Mephitic Draughts, cut an ice out, and I think I cut the Iros demonstration and put in 4 Vipers. Because I feel like we just kept having those situations where we're all dressed up and we just need some way to get all of this stuff out of our, off of our field. Like unlock our munitions. So, Tony Soprano. Playing against Tony Soprano here. Heading into match number 3. 0-2 currently. Feeling good though. I think we got it. I think we got what it takes. I'm capable. Just gonna hold this nutrient block for now. Hold up the Spell Pierce here. Gonna continue to hold up the Spell Pierce. Just play this Undercity Sewers. Looking for probably like a weapons manufacturing. Another card that we could really seriously consider now that we're much lower to the ground, once again, is Pinnacle Starcage and sort of do the classic, not Pinnacle Starcage, Pinnacle Emissary, and do more of the classic affinity stuff. Suppose we tithing. I guess we just Legion Extruder this. Hold up Spell Pierce. Keep them from doing splash portal shenanigans. There's a Riddler. I expect splash portal here pretty soon. I think I'll just go for a Spell Pierce if that's what they have. Let this Soul Guide Lantern resolve. Not that good against me. I'd be pretty happy to Spell Pierce the Ral. Get the nutrient block down. We can turn this into a 3/3 Golem and draw a card. Or have access to a hard counter now. They're going for Ral. Let's go for the hard counter now. Continue to hold up Spell Pierce. I think I'm just going to Spell Pierce this, because Ice Out can counter the Quantum Riddler. Pretty good to just maximize the Spell Pierce value here. Happy to draw land. So now we can... I suppose we just play a Mephitic Draught. Continue to get stuff on the field for our Viper. Hold up the Ice Out / sacrifice. Looking pretty good right now. And the Viper's actually like a pretty reasonable game-ending threat. And if it dies, you know, but it gets to sacrifice some of our board, which is kind of nice. Go ahead and bargain this. Counter this spell. Sacrifice this nutrient block. Doesn't super matter which we choose. Maybe it's better to sacrifice the draught. Because we don't have a way to sacrifice it otherwise. And now we get to pop off with the weapons manufacturing. So I'm just going to go all in. I guess we just continue to hold up counter magic. Yeah. No reason not to. We can always just make a golem. Boy, I don't know. It looks pretty good now. It looks good now. I'm gonna try to counter this one. See if they have any more interaction or any interaction with the stack. These kinds of decks, they really are just looking to resolve the Riddler and bounce it and, you know, flicker it. So I think if we just counter it on the stack, there's really not a whole lot of interacting they can do at that point. Third Riddler. Do they have the Splash Portal? We have Tithing Blades, fortunately. No Splash Portal. Play a land. Play a relic. Start making some tokens. Just pass here for now. We're approaching Rottenmouth Viper territory, but I think it makes more sense this turn to make a golem by sacrificing the relic, and then Tithing Blade what we need to Tithing Blade to make more munitions tokens to use for our Viper. They could just tap out for a Riddler here. They're looking at the cards in my graveyard. They're reading munitions token. They've never seen a deck like this before, ever. Oh my gosh, you've never seen Legion Extruder weapons manufacturing. Oh my gosh. Crazy. Make a golem. Okay. Tithing Blade. Yeah, this Riddler stuff does not look that good sometimes. It's like, okay, you have a 4/6 flyer. You know? I don't know. I guess people like it, but it does not look good sometimes. Bring in the Spell Pierces. Maybe probably at least want 1 or 2 Soul Guide Lanterns to play around Storm Chaser's talent. Their Triumph seems pretty good. Let's go down a couple torches. It does kill the thunderclap chainers. Let's go down one torch. Go down. The mechans get outclassed pretty quickly in the air. I like the tithing blades. Go down two torches. Go down one viper. I want all of the extruders. I don't think we ever cut extruder. Too important. I like the manufacturing. Especially now that we're on the viper plan, I think we need to keep those too. Go down to one torch. Who needs them? Who needs them? This build, I don't think, plays Grandma. I don't think this is like really a lessons deck, right? Solid. Solid. The mana in this deck is really not that bad. It's a lot better with steam vents, probably. Go ahead and lead on this canal. Second Storm Chaser's talent. I'll go for a Spell Pierce here. If they want to Spell Pierce my Spell Pierce, they can. And then I'll just resolve a Legion Extruder. Looks like they don't have Spell Pierce. Looks like I will be going for the Legion Extruder. I guess I could just try to... let's get the weapons manufacturing online. Let's do things right. Get this online. Start making a bunch of munitions. Go crazy. Set up pretty nicely with the extruder. Resolving a stock up. Lots of choices to make. They can't interact with weapons manufacturing really efficiently at all once it's on the stack. Or sorry, once it's on the battlefield. They pretty much probably only have access to either Into the Floodmaw or certainly Boomerang Basics. But if they're spending time Boomerang Basicsing my weapons manufacturing, I feel like we're pretty much winning that game. Play the extruder while they're tapped out. We're pretty much set up here now. We have a Spell Pierce. Hold up the Spell Pierce, and then just play draw go pretty much and make a golem every round. Quantum Riddler. Can't do anything about that. Splash Portal. I guess I'll Spell Pierce this. It simplifies things. They could have another one. But we do have a Bitter Triumph as well. They might Boomerang Basics there. Riddler, no. Going for the talent. Ice out, kind of a huge draw. Let's go ahead and play the Nutrient Block in that case. Just need more fodder to be able to sacrifice. Let's go for the ice out here. No need to bargain this. Let's just pay the full cost. We don't have anything extra we can do with the mana anyway. Want to maximize the amount of stuff we have for the extruder. There's a relic. Suppose we just pass here. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to make a golem and shoot the otter before they can like prowess it out of this range. Pretty straightforward. Riddler coming down. Just go for a better triumph here. Swing in. Play a relic. Redraw. Make some more garbage. Rotten Mouth Viper. Okay. Whee! Like that, I suppose. Get a couple redraws. Not really a Merata match thus far. Viper looking pretty good, though. Okay, nice. GG's, Tony. RIP to a real one. 1 and 2 after a little fixie fix. Looked pretty smooth that time. Opponent's deck didn't look that good, to be honest. We seem to have all the answers at all the right times. Moving into match number 4. Feeling good, feeling fresh. I don't know. What do you think so far? What do you think? Does this have legs? Like, does this idea with the Merata have legs? Do you think it's just too vulnerable to game 1 against Is It Lessons? Or do you think the fact that it, like, goes completely interacted in the, like, the Ouroboros decks? Like, they don't play any interaction in the main typically, right? Does that give it legs? The fact that it seems probably pretty good into that matchup? I'm not really sure. Like, when we do the thing, it looks good and almost like borderline oppressive, I think, when we have the Merata and counter magic and we have an answer for everything that they're doing, right? And everything that we do draws us another card. But when we don't have that start, at the end of the day, we're just kind of the clunky artifacts, like manufacturing list, which has never really popped off in standard too heavily, you know? Not like we're filling the board with infinitely large constructs. This is a pretty good hand. So we're kind of reliant on these fast openers, right? And we don't have a way to recover. Like, we're not playing Pinnacle Star Cages and Day of Judgments or what have you. So I don't know. When it's strong, it does look pretty strong, though. Llanowar Elves. Okay. Pretty ideal start for us here. Go ahead and shock this in. Play our Cryogen Relic. We can follow up by putting a Tithing Blade into play. Make them sacrifice the elf. Would like some action here in the next couple turns. Badgermole Cub. Any kind of interaction for an Ouroboros would be nice. Counter magic. Torch. Legion Extruder would be pretty good just to kill off the cub here. Set up our sacrifice outlet. There's a Viper. Interesting. I guess we just go for this. It's pretty big right now. We got a redraw. We have to give up the Merata, but it is a turn 3 Viper on a pretty small board from our opponent. They could go Ouroboros, but we get to swing in for sure. I don't know. We didn't really have much of a choice otherwise. See how this plays out. Another cub. Another cub plus Ouroboros complicates things. Another cub. Another cub plus Ouroboros complicates things. No, don't do it. No, don't do it. You don't have to. Okay. It's not Ouroboros. Elded Moxite. Well. Suppose we could draw into like a torch situation here. Discard this sewers. There's another Viper. Fire Bluff Canal. I'm going to go ahead and swing in with this Viper. Make them make some decisions. They have infinity mana, so here's what I'm going to guess, is the last card in their hand is Nature's Rhythm at this point. I guess it could just be a land. Maybe they just think about like killing off this Viper once and for all. Were it to be Nature's Rhythm, all of their lands tap for 12. Sorry, 12 total. Which I can't spell pierce anyway. I think I'd rather just untap next turn for with more mana here and hope they have nothing. They get to beast bind my. There's Tyvar. Tyvar, they can't do it twice, fortunately. They can do it once. And I don't think that kills me, but it might. It looks like it kills me. It looks like I'm dead. Well, they don't get trample, do they? I'm dead regardless. Okay, fair enough. I just couldn't do the math. Bring in the Pyroclasms. Take out the Spell Pierces. Bring in the creature interaction. Probably go down on... We can probably cut one Weapons Manufacturing. Nah, it's like one of the best cards in our deck. I think, probably in this matchup. Let's go down on the Mephitic Draughts. Tithing Blade. We probably don't need Tithing Blade. We have enough, like, other forms of interaction. I kind of like the Mechan plan for late. Maybe we just go down to 3 Vipers. Try it like this. Just kind of trying stuff out. I don't know. I'm not sure that my brain is necessarily built for this kind of deck and like considering the various intricacies of it, how it plays out post board. I don't have enough reps, you know? So this is more of an exploratory, like, what if these synergies are particularly strong? Having to think about how, like, sideboard games play out is kind of a whole nother ball game. Lead on the Watery Grave. Keeping this hand on the merit of weapons manufacturing and not much else. There's a Viper for our weapons manufacturing. That's pretty good. I think we would like to draw like a nutrient block here. So we can double artifact and then Viper turn the next turn. Start gunning down their stuff. Badgermole Cub, pretty fast. Also wouldn't mind like a torch for the Badgermole Cub right here. Drunith. Give me a Pyroclasm. Let's play the Spire Bluff Canal. Discard our first Mechan. That's kind of been a philosophy here. Well, there's another Viper, Relic. I think next turn we're pretty likely to be able to... We can Relic and then cast a 2-mana Viper. Shoot down 2 things. Really depends on if we dodge the Ouroboros right here. There's a Cub. Boy, they're really kind of doing the Cub thing, huh? Maybe I should have mulliganed for Pyroclasm? I don't know. There's the Ouroboros. Really wish we had any of our interaction. Kind of my fault, I suppose. Seems pretty unlikely that we win this one. I guess we get to shoot the Ouroboros and present a big blocker. Hope they don't have a second one. Be kind of crazy if they chose to discard here, right? They're at 18. Land. Dodge the second Ouroboros. Eee. Swing out. Block a Cub. Take big damage. Ow. Moxite. We can go Moxite, Moxite. Swing with the Viper. Merata may live to block one day. Moxite, Moxite, swing with the Viper. Gun down some stuff, and I think probably die. I guess I can, hold on. If I sacrifice all this and shoot two things, then I have two blockers, and they get through with whatever. Yeah. GG's, man. It could have been a good comeback, though. Could have been good. Wait. Did they just goof? Almost, right? Man, it's so close. They're just so close to like shoot you in the face range. All right, we had our fun. Let's try to save the 2-3 overall. One last match here. We're close to something, and I think Merata does look impressive. Rottenmouth Viper is obviously quite strong with weapons manufacturing, but maybe there just isn't enough, like, you know, we don't have Mishra's Bauble, for example, which plays a huge role in being able to, like, consistently, you know, no 0-mana artifacts, barely any 1-mana artifacts. Maybe it's just a little too slow in Standard. I like that this has the Extruder. That seems like a very important card for our strategy. Okay. Another elf deck. Putting us through the ringer here. Lead on a tapped land. There's a Merata. Gonna leave her on top this early. See if we can get something going there. Jean. There's my friend Jean. Entering the fray. Siren. I'm going to shoot the Llanowar elves and hope that they do not have a third land for an Ouroboros. That's pretty much where I'm at. There's a third land. There's a Badgermole Cub. Dodged the Ouroboros. I think they would have jammed there if they had it. I guess they could have it still. Come on, dude. Don't do it to me. I don't think my heart could take it. No. I don't think my heart can take it, dude. What is with these decks, man? My heart can't take it. Hey, okay. Alright. They did it. Bring in the Pyroclasms. Bring in the Abrades. Go down a Merata. Go down the Mechans. I'm a broken shell of a man. Go down the Spell Pierce. I, go down a Viper. Go down, go down the Tithing Blades. I just don't get it. I just don't understand. They have it every time. I just don't understand. They do it every time. Every time like clockwork. Turn 3. Chump check. Mephitic Draught. I had too good of a time recording the last video. It was simply too fun. The universe had to correct itself. Bring me back. Put me back in my place. Mulligan that hand. Mulligan this hand. Pyroclasm. Weapons manufacturing. Abrade. Dump a River Pyre Verge. Dump the Relic. Try it like this. We're set up. There's a Viper. Gotta dodge this one. We're not set up enough for it. Leading on an island. Spyglass Siren. Ooh. Legion Extruder, huh? Big fan of that. Let's make sure we maximize our synergies here on this mold of 5. Double blue. You don't see that too often from an Ouroboros deck. Kind of crazy. Azure Beast Binder. Let's just go ahead and shoot the Siren here. Kind of maximizes our mana, gets a munitions on the field that we can use to torch the Beast Binder. We also have a Braid. We have a lot of interaction, so should be doing okay. Kind of a weird start from our opponent. A large Beast Binder, but we can kill it in one fell swoop. Turning off the Extruder makes sense. Maybe should have considered turning off the munitions. I'm going to answer this while I can, play around any spell pierces, etc. that they may have. Bitter Triumph. Gonna hold on to that in case we run into the Ouroboros. Kind of awkward. If they decide to level up this Innkeeper's Talent, might become a little difficult to deal with. More Innkeeper's Talents. All right, keep them rolling. Let's just hold up the Abrade here. Ouroboros, jamming. Go for the Abrade. Kills it. Nice. I guess we could have waited. Felt right to do it then, for me personally. Let's go ahead and get another Extruder on the field. This is the best use of our mana, and I don't think... Are they gonna annul this? Oh, okay, who cares? I was gonna say, best use of our mana... Okay. Level up an Innkeeper's Talent. That's gonna be a bit of a problem if we don't draw a land here. We draw a land here. Pyroclasm is no longer doing anything for anyone, so we might as well just discard it. But it's also fodder if we draw Melded Moxite. These Restless Vinestalks are just going to end up killing me. This deck makes me laugh every time. The fact that they just have no form of card advantage and just draw into... No card advantage, card selection, but they always manage to draw at least 2 Ouroboros a game. Cracks me up. Play a Nutrient Block. Play a Water Grave tapped. Pass it to you. Die to a Restless Vinestalk. Alright, gang. 1 and 4 once again. Oh, the ideas are there. It's just... I'm going to put it to rest. It's done. It's done. I'm done thinking about it. I'm tired of it. I'm done thinking about it. We're off the Merata train. She's on a ban at least for a month or so until the next set comes out. Delete all Merata decks. We're done. She's just bad luck, man. She's just bad luck. If you want to see a good deck in action, go watch my previous video. I'm telling you. Blue-green Lessons Delirium. Check this out. Check this one out. I had a great run with it. Grand goes crazy. An actually good blue 1-drop that like pays you off immediately and doesn't require any real setup once you're set up, you know? You just, if you set up once, you don't have to set her up again. You just play a new Grand and you still have the cost reduction. Kind of crazy. Crazy card. Yes, it was an omnivorous Flytrap deck that did very well in several matches. And it was a fun, and I had a great bright attitude. This league not so much. I felt a lot of feelings this time around, and I'm not sleeving up Merata anymore. So give me a like if you are happy that you'll never see Merata on my channel again. Subscribe if you are sad about that. And thanks for watching. Catch you next time for more standard daily standard videos. Bye.